Hey y'all, it's Big Barb the Craftologist, and today's lesson plan is how to make a graduation stole on an Epson ET-15000 printer. So if you don't have a wide format sublimation printer, come on in, sit down, act like you got some sense because class is in session, baby. So I've already designed my graduation stole using a template I created in Canva, which I will have tagged in the description box below. But if you want a tutorial on how to design, comment design tutorial below and we gonna get it cracking. So since we are printing on a small format printer, you do have to print one side at a time. So I am going to duplicate my design or my page, and I'm going to isolate or delete one side, and then I'm going to take my magic or the pixel eraser, and just to give it a clean cut so that I have solely just the side I need and not that extra space, I'm gonna slowly erase so that does not become a part of my image when I print. For me, I typically lock my designs just to make sure that my elements don't go into the frame. So I'm going to unlock my design, I'm going to center it, and then I want to title the page. So once I save it, I know which side is the right and which side is the left. All right, so we titled that side. Now it's time to scroll up, and again, you want to duplicate your original design. You don't want to erase that. And I'm going to repeat the same process for the right side of the stole. So now that we have both of the sides isolated, we can go ahead and save our images, select transparent background, and then save both sides individually. All right, our images are downloaded, and once you save multiple images, it creates a zip file. So you want to extract those images, and then I typically like to delete the zip file so that I do not have duplicate images on my computer. Now it's time to go ahead and open up Silhouette Studios. Silhouette Studio is a free program, so if you don't have it on your computer, you can go ahead and download that now before you do this next part. Once you have Silhouette downloaded, you want to go ahead and open it up and go on your design tab. For your machine, you want to click none. Your cutting mat, none. For your media size, you want to click custom. And for the custom width, you want to have that at 8.5 because that's your paper width. For the custom length, you want to have it at 38 inches long because that is the size of each side. So to import your image in, you want to click merge, and then you can start with either your right or your left side, doesn't matter. You want to drag that corner all the way out, and then you see that red line or trim around the border. We're going to click on line style, and then we are going to click that little white diamond shaped thing to get that red line or trim from around the corners. As you can see, the width of the design is reading at 8.5 by 37 inches and some change. You want to change that width so that it's not too wide to 6 inches wide, and if that's too wide, a safe range is between 5.5 and 6 inches. I typically do 6 inches wide by 38 inches in length, and I'm perfectly fine, but always test print your design first on regular copy paper. Now that we've gotten that part squared away, it's time to go ahead and start printing. So you want to turn on your heat press and set it at a temperature of 385 degrees. For the time settings, you want to go ahead and set it at 60 seconds. Now remember, this is not a wide format printer, so we don't have the roll paper. So what I use is the A-Sub 8.5 by 14 inch paper. You can also use the 8.5 by 11, but we'll get into that later. You also want to have your heat tape so that you can tape your pieces of paper together. With the 8.5 by 14 size paper, you only need 3 sheets of paper. If you're using the 8.5 by 11, you need 4 sheets of paper. Now it's time to flip your A sublimation paper over face down. So the A sub should be facing you. That is your back side of paper. That is the parts where you want to slightly overlap and then go ahead and tape those together. And baby, don't you tape that front side together because you're going to be looking real crazy, okay? So after you tape all 3 sheets of paper, it should look just like this. Nothing should be coming apart. And now it's time to go over and insert the paper inside of your printer. Now, when you insert it, it's going to prompt you for the sizing of the paper. You want to click user defined. You want to type 8.5 for your width, just like you did in Silhouette. And then you want to go to 38 inches in length. Again, just like you did in Silhouette. Don't do nothing different. Now that you have typed in those very significant numbers, you're going to press OK. And then for your paper type, make sure you hit premium matte. Okay, this ain't no plain paper. And this is my youngest baby, y'all. He just be wanting to be wherever his mommy is. So I'm going to pick my baby up and we just going to rock with it and continue to do what we do with the baby in hand, child. Once you select print, you're going to get like a preview screen of your design. In my case, I already have my dimensions and everything set up so I can see my entire design. But if you cannot, that's okay. We're going to get there. So select your printer, which in this case is the Epson ET-15000. Then we want to hit more settings. For the paper source, we're going to select paper tray so it can feed through the tray. For the document size, you want to scroll all the way to the bottom and hit user defined. You want to go ahead and erase the title with user defined and title it. In this case, it will be grad stole, graduation stole. It's your prerogative. This your stuff. For the width, 8.5, just like we set up in Silhouette. And for the length, 38 inches. Make sure the unit is on inches. Once you do that, you want to click save. And as you notice, it will be in your that title box over there, and then you can select OK. Now for your paper type, you want to select premium presentation paper matte, and then you want to head over to the more options tab. You want to make sure that bi-directional printing and mirror image is selected and then press OK. Once you press those, you'll be able to see on your preview screen what your stole will look like when it's printed off. Now we're getting to the nitty gritty and it's printing time. So you want to let that paper feed through and just allow it to print completely until the entire side of your stole is printed off. So now our design is fully printed off. Our heat press should be warmed up to the 385 degrees. So now you want to go ahead and pre-press your stole and get all of those wrinkles out. And y'all, we are past that halfway point. So if you've made it this far, go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know what type of other tutorials you would like to see so that we can work on that going forward. So getting back to where our stole is pre-pressed, we want to go ahead and line up the stole with our image that we printed off and make sure that there's no extra white space and that we have everything lined up before we start to tape that down. Now is the time where you can go ahead and grab your heat tape and start to tape down each segment of your stole just to make sure that it doesn't lift up, it doesn't slide over once you get it on that heat press, because you don't want something that's called ghosting. Ghosting is when you get that cloudy, smoky look, because when you went to go put your image and your materials on that heat press, it moved. And now to protect the heat press padding from getting any sublimation ink on there, I do put a piece of butcher paper on the bottom. And once you put your stole on the heat press, make sure that the back side of the paper is facing up towards the heat press. After the 60 seconds, take off that top piece of butcher paper. You can save that. The one on the bottom should have a little ink on there. You can go ahead and put that to the side or throw it away. I reused my top piece of butcher paper because nothing should have bled on that. And then I put that on the bottom. I tear off a new piece of butcher paper to put on top of the design after I have moved it down. And then we want to press the bottom half. And then you want to go ahead and repeat this same process for the other half of your stove. Woo, we are finally at the end, child. We have pressed both sides of the stove. Now it's time to untape and reveal our stove. Let's see what we did. Yeah, the colors are popping. The colors are popping. So now our customer will be happy and very satisfied. Once you are satisfied and you know that you did what you are supposed to do, honey, the customer feels that, the customer sees that, and you have good quality work. And you did this all on a small format printer. See, you didn't need that big format thing. Now, until you get there, this is the process. But the goal is to always get there, okay? And again, I truly, truly thank you for watching this tutorial all the way through the end. You could have gone to any other channel, but you stayed here with me. So I truly thank you. And again, I'm Big Barb the Craftologist. Until next time, bye.